So dryness is one of the major qualities which brings about aging in a person, and that causes arthritis and other aging related problems. Then
Oil is something that is oily and it's called oil because of that. How does that cause dryness?
modern science, you hydrate with water more. But what happens is hydration with water is short lived.
A very warm namaste to everyone. Today we are here with Dr. Sharma,
Namaste.
and today we're going to continue our series of fats, and today we're going to talk about aging and how that process is affected by fats. So starting now to the first question, Dr. Sharma, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Okay.
So now that we know how we both are, let's start with the main question. I would like to know how we age and how this process looks like according to Ayurveda.
Okay. So according to Ayurveda, aging is mainly caused by ruksha, gunavriddhi. Ruksha means dryness. Guna means qualities.
Okay.
As you know, Ayurveda is a science of qualities or adjectives.
Yes.
We understand various processes according to qualities. So dryness is one of the major qualities which brings about aging in a person, and this is known as ruksha gunavriddhi.
Okay. So dryness, can I relate it with Vata dosh?
Yes, you're absolutely right here. So vata has its main quality as dryness.
Okay.
So va gati gandhanyo, the word vata comes from va gati gandhanyo. Gati means you can call it a movement or a motor system,
Okay.
and gandhan means a sensory system. So any movement, let's say we are sitting and we turn on the fan. So when the fan moves, so that movement is vata, and that will always cause dryness.
Okay.
If we hang clothes in moving air,
Yes.
in wind, the clothes will dry.
Yes.
So wind always causes, or air always causes dryness, rukshta. So how do we understand it inside the body? Is it so simple, just like air? Is it there air inside our body which is moving and causing dryness? No, air or vat or rukshta, dryness, can be understood at many levels. As simple as skin. So in the skin, there is an epidermis, outer layer, and then there is a deeper layer, dermis.
Yes.
And then there are collagen fibers, subcutaneous fat in the skin. So when different factors, they cause dryness. We'll learn about these factors in a few minutes.
Okay.
But when these factors, they cause dryness in the skin, basically the collagen fibers inside the skin, they dry up and they cause wrinkles.
Okay.
So wrinkles would be the very first sign of aging. And then let's say your brain, as your brain dries up, dryness or ruksha guna in the brain, it causes things like dementia, loss of memory, Parkinson's, and other aging symptoms.
Okay.
Similarly, when your joints, they age, inside the joints there is a fluid like a fatty fluid, synovial fluid, which when dries up due to excessive movements or any other causes, again you see the movement.
Yes.
Whenever
the movement is happening.
movement causes dryness. So when we move our joints excessively over a period over decades, so they eventually dry up.
Okay.
And that causes arthritis and other
Yes.
aging related problems.
Okay.
Then something as simple as a cataract, motia as you call it, is caused by nothing but dryness, rukshta. If you read medical books, books on eyes, they will say that cataract is caused by chronic dehydration of lens. Dehydration means taking the water away. Chronic means old. So over a period of decades, you suffer from dehydration or rukshta. That
Okay.
causes something like cataract, which is again a sign of aging. So your skin ages because of rukshta, dryness. Your brain ages, your joints they age, your eyes they age. So everything ages because of rukshta or dryness.
That's why we see older people having cataract and even arthritis.
Yes, cataract, arthritis, wrinkles, and of course loss of memory,
Yes.
all those things. So simply speaking, in Ayurveda, it's the ruksha guna vriddhi, or vata, you can call it vriddhi of vata dosh. increase of vata dosh.
So, are there any factors that cause this? Like, what happens in our body that this happens?
Like dryness happens.
Yes.
Yes, so there are many factors which bring about dryness. So there'll be dietary factors and non-dietary factors. Non-dietary factors like simple stress, overthinking again a movement. It's a movement of thoughts, movement of mind. So again, movement will lead to dryness.
Yes. Okay.
So that stress causes a chronic dryness, dehydration in the body.
Okay.
And then lack of sleep. Again, you're tossing, turning, and the thoughts are moving. And so a lack of sleep, because sleep is very kapha. Good sleep is bringing about kapha, but lack of sleep, again, vata or dryness increases in the body. So these would be like some of the factors which accelerate aging. Aging is a natural process, but we can discuss how it accelerates actually.
Yes. Okay.
So if we talk of dietary factors, there will be two main dietary factors. There can be many, but two main which I would like to tell you, and that also relates to the topic of fats. So the number one factor is vegetable refined oils. What
Okay.
are very prevalent nowadays
Yes. As we
in
talked in our
restaurants,
last video.
in homes, in restaurants, we use refined oils. They are also known as vegetables oils.
Yes.
And so that's the number one cause of dryness.
Okay. So this sounds a little bit contradictory. Like oil is something that is oily and it's called oil because of that. How does that cause dryness?
Yes, so that's a very important question. So what's the good oils described in Ayurveda? Good oils and fats, there are four types. Uh, ghee, and then oils, and then meat fats.
Yes.
What we talk of the refined oils are not actually oils. They're made by a refining process, industrialized, and although they are oils, but they are increasing dryness,
Okay.
and they're increasing the ruksha guna. That is very contradictory, but that's true. As you eat and as they go inside, they increase the dryness or vata dosha in the body. How it happens? These oils, they are extracted from seeds like sunflower seeds and flax seeds and
Think even soybean.
soybeans. So the seeds are healthy. The seeds have polyunsaturated fatty acids, very good fats.
Yes.
So just eating a seed will be very healthy. But once we crush them, and because it's hard to get oil out of them, once we crush them under heat, there is a process of oxidation happening. Oxidation. That's vata. When something is oxidized, that's vata increasing. How? So there are two words: oxygenation, oxidation.
Yes.
When you breathe in fresh air, when you do pranayam, deep breathing, you are oxygenating yourself.
Yes.
That's a very healthy thing.
Okay.
But right now we are talking, that's O2. You're taking in O2. Whereas what I'm saying now is oxidation,
Yes.
not oxygenation. Oxidation. Oxidation is not O2, but O2 minus, O2 negative.
Okay.
We call it superoxide anion.
Okay.
So when we heat these oils, when we heat the seeds to produce these oils in industry, what happens is the fragile fatty acids, these seeds have a lot of polyunsaturated fatty acids. Unsaturated means this is not satisfied. This oil is not satisfied. It can take in some other molecules. That's why it's unsaturated. So when it's heated, it combines with it's oxidized, and it becomes oxidized oil.
Okay.
So that oxidation causes it to increase vata. That's vayu actually.
Okay.
So once we eat this oxidized oil, now as it is oxidized, it also wants to react. It's highly reactive. It will go inside our blood vessels. So it will go inside the under the skin and mix with the collagen fibers and make them It will make them more dry. It will go into the brain and react with the fats in the brain.
Okay.
The fats in the brain are also polyunsaturated. Many of them are polyunsaturated, and they are also very reactive. So once they meet this oil, there is a reaction, and it brings about a chronic dryness or rukshta. So and that's how the brain gets oxidized. How all these fats, they create oxidation.
Okay.
And the number two reason, so first was these refined oils.
Yes.
The number two reason of dryness is sugar, refined sugar.
Okay. Consuming sugar.
Yes, refined sugar.
Okay.
Now, sweet taste in Ayurveda is considered kapha increasing. It will never increase vata or dryness. But this refined sugar, just like refined oil, it is very reactive. So, how it brings about dryness is that there is a reaction known as glycation. Sugar binds to the proteins, and this reaction is known as glycation.
Okay.
I'll give you a simple example of glycation. When
Yes,
you
I would
cook
like
a roti, you cook a roti or chapati, when it's freshly cooked, it's very soft.
Yes.
And as you leave it for a while, it gets hard. Let's say after an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours,
Yes.
it gets hard because the sugars in the roti, in the wheat, have formed bonds with the protein in the wheat. Sugar protein bonds are known as glycation reaction, or you can call it advanced glycemic uh, end products, AGE. Also aging. So the sugars in the roti combine with the proteins in the roti, and they form this bond, which leads to dryness of the roti or hardness of the roti.
Okay.
Okay. So similarly, let's say we take a piece of chocolate in our hands, and after a while our hand becomes sticky.
Yes.
Because the sugar in the chocolate is sticking to the proteins on the skin, it has again formed those bonds,
Okay.
glycemic bonds, and it becomes sticky and dry. So when we eat sugar, it goes inside the body and it reacts with the proteins in our body,
Okay.
and end result is a dry product, rukshaguna vriddhi, increase of rukshta. So when it forms bonds with the collagen under our skin is a protein known as collagen.
Yes.
So we eat sugar, it forms bonds with this collagen and creates dryness. And that dryness brings about wrinkles on your face, the first sign of aging.
Okay.
And then similarly, this sugar will form bonds with the hormonal receptors. You know what's a hormonal receptor? Each hormone, if it needs to act, it must act on the door of, that door is known as a receptor.
Yes.
The hormone knocks on a door and then the door opens.
Yes.
So this door is like a receptor. It's made of protein known as hormonal receptor. So when we eat too much sugar, it jams the door
Okay.
and the door will not open.
Okay.
So the hormonal doors become dry, they will not open,
Okay.
and that's why the hormones will not act.
Okay.
So it will accelerate aging process. When your hormones don't act in the brain, your brain slows down, stops thinking, the memory fades away. So fast aging.
Okay.
So these two things are the most important: oils, refined oils, and
Refined
sugar. So
What about jaggery?
Yeah,
Brown sugar.
jaggery is a complex sugar, so it does not create the same impact as refined sugar. It's very slow. The effect peaks very slowly, so it's quite healthy.
So what's the best form of sugar that we can eat?
Best form of sugar we can eat is, of course, jaggery is great, honey is great, and then fruits.
Okay. So these three.
Yes. So we can have a separate discussion on sugars.
So everyone is now consuming sugar so much.
Yes.
And now that I am aware and now that we are aware, how do we stop this from happening in our body? How do we stop this aging?
Yes. So we cannot stop aging. It's a natural process, but we can slow it down.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, so we have to fight the cause, which is the Rukshaguna, dryness again. Uh, so herein lies a little bit of difference between modern science and Ayurvedic science.
Okay.
The concept of hydration. So both science, it try to fight dehydration.
Yes.
So in the modern science, they say, okay, keep drinking water, loads of water during the day, 1 liters, 2 liters, and eat a lot of fruits, fruit juices, eat a lot of salads, raw vegetables. All this is great. I'm not saying this is wrong.
Yes, yes.
Great. So they're basically trying to hydrate the body.
Yes.
And what will hydration do? Stop the Rukshaguna, stop the drying process, or slow it down and slow down the aging process. But Ayurveda doesn't talk this much about drinking water. It doesn't say keep drinking water whole day. We have a higher purpose in life. Our purpose in life is not to count the number of liters we have drunk during the day. You have other works in life.
Yes.
You'll not keep counting the bottles and glasses.
Yes.
And so the difference of hydration. Modern science, you hydrate with water more. But what happens is hydration with water is short-lived. Something is dry, I put water on it, it dries up quickly.
Yes.
That's why we have to rehydrate, keep rehydrating, keep drinking whole day, because we are focusing on water and fruits and fruit juices only.
Yes. Okay.
What happens if on the same dryness you apply some ghee or oil? It stays for longer.
Okay.
So Ayurveda talks of hydration in terms of good fats.
Okay.
When you bring about hydration by consuming good fats like ghee and oils and butter, and of course meat fat for meat eaters, you bring about a very long-term hydration, and you have to depend less on water. And this hydration is not easily disturbed by wind or vata or rukshaguna. So when you make it a habit, which of course was in our culture, we habitually took a lot of ghee,
Yes.
a lot of oils. So when it's in the genes, it's in the habit, then aging really slows down. So that would be the number one anti-aging thing in Ayurveda would be healthy fats.
Okay.
Now I'll give you an example of the roti.
Okay.
That's why we apply ghee on the roti. You call it chupadi roti.
Yes.
So why you do it? When we apply ghee on the roti, ghee slows down the glycation reaction. Ghee acts like so you remember how glycation is caused?
Yes.
Between the sugar and protein.
Proteins. Yes.
Ghee enters that and stops the sugar from reacting with the protein,
Okay.
slows down the glycation reaction, slows down the rukshaguna, slows down the dryness, and brings about snigdha guna. Opposite to ruksha is snigdha, oiliness, fattiness.
That's why the rotis are more softer for a longer period of time.
For a longer period of time. Same will happen to our tissues if we eat good fats. It's like, we are applying fats on the inner organs, good fats, not vegetable refined oils, but now we have come to good fats.
Like ghee.
So our tissues, the collagen will stay soft and supple, so no wrinkles. Our lens inside the eyes will stay soft and oily and moist, so no dehydration, no cataract. Brain rich in fats will get good fats, keep getting moist, so no aging on that level.
Yes.
And then even joints, even in the joints, your synovial fluid will stay healthy for longer duration. So having good fats and oils is number one anti-aging.
Okay.
And but again, the same criteria holds. If everything comes with the responsibility. So if we are taking good amount of fats in our diet, the responsibility is to exercise.
Yes.
Because our ancestors and prehistoric times, they used to take a lot of fats, but then they were running around all the time.
Yes.
So to digest fats, you also need activity. You shouldn't be a couch potato.
Okay.
Otherwise, it will have some other impacts.
Yes, a negative effect.
Yes.
Okay, that was a really good example of rotis. I think it's all clear to everyone now.
Yes.
Okay, so if somebody is already having problems, like they are already facing some health issues, like can they also benefit from ghee?
Yes, of course. They should make sure that they move enough, they start moving enough,
Yes.
exercising according to one's capacity. How much to exercise for each, that's a separate topic.
Yes, yes.
So once you do that, then you start consuming ghee, and no matter at what point you start, even later in life, so your tissues start getting oily and moist, and no adverse reactions.
Okay.
So that is the number one. So even these creams and moisturizers in the market, they are all loaded with these oils only, oils and fats,
Yes.
good oils and fats.
Okay, so they are also good to apply.
Yes, they're good, but they're not as complete as applying directly butter or milk cream. As
Okay.
traditionally we used to apply, milk cream and
People would take bath with milk.
yes.
Yes.
So that was nothing but giving hydration,
Okay.
oiliness to the skin, through the skin. Skin is the largest organ in the body, and it will absorb all this oiliness and send it to the other parts
Yes.
of the body.
Okay. There are multiple questions in my head now. So first of all is, how do we go about with ghee? How do we consume it? Do we apply it? Do we consume it with chapati? Do we put it in our food? Do we use it as a topping? Or should I just replace mustard oil with ghee? Or should I replace my olive oil with ghee? Or should I, how do I go about it?
Yes, that's a good question. So, ghee is a saturated fat. Saturated means it is fully satisfied. This fat will not react with the oxidized anions. So, that's why you cannot disturb this fat.
Okay.
It's a saturated fat. And then comes monounsaturated fatty acids like mustard oil, sesame seed oil, which have just one opportunity. Mono means one. There is one opportunity for a charged molecule to enter, but that is difficult. So these also are quite healthy, mustard oil and sesame oil, olive oil. So ghee has the highest flash point. It can take heat the most. So one can cook in ghee, or one can add, or one can cook in mustard oil or sesame seed oil. Olive oil is good for salad toppings and all, because it usually burns in high intensity heat.
Okay.
So one can use mustard oil, and again according to the body type, mustard oil. Mustard oil is good for kapha body types,
Okay.
and also vata body types.
Okay.
For pitta, because it's a very heating oil, for pitta body types, they can use more ghee or even coconut oil.
Okay.
Coconut oil is also a saturated oil. It will not. So any oil which is solid at room temperature is a saturated, like coconut oil or ghee or meat fats. So coconut oil will be great for heated, inflamed pitta body types from cooking and all, and mustard oil for kaphas and vatas. And also ghee can be used for cooking, or as you can add it later on to your soups or add it to your rotis.
Ghee is for everyone.
Yes, ghee is for everyone, but ghee will require you to be more active than mustard oil or sesame oil. So if you're up for it, if you're up for hitting the exercise, gym, yoga, whatever you do,
Yes.
then ghee is for you. Also the cost factor, you have to see ghee is more costly. Pure ghee, of course. If it's a cheap ghee, then it might not be pure. So pure ghee, so cost factor comes in. But if you're able to cook in ghee, it's great.
There are also grades of ghee qualities, and the best one is not even available in local markets, so you have to specially get it.
So again, a seasonal variation will also play a role. In winters, you will eat more ghee, more fats.
Yes.
And as the summers come, you slow down.
Okay.
So in winters, maybe you can cook in ghee, you can add ghee from top. Whereas in summers, you are not cooking in ghee, you're only adding from top a little bit.
Yes.
That's how you vary. The fat should vary.
Maybe to your chapatis and just that. Okay. So I think that's it for this video, and we covered almost everything that is related to fats and aging. Of course, aging is a much bigger topic and it requires more time to it. And as Dr. Sharma said in the beginning, we cannot stop it, but we can slow it down. And I think this is all for this topic in this video. If you like this video, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and share it with your friends and family. And me and Dr. Sharma will see you again in the next video. Bye bye.